Hey, Kool-aid Krew, what's crack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 as I get started here. If you could, please, that would be much appreciated. Just want to make sure we get this going and make sure we're okay with the audio and stuff. Guys, we've had a couple X-flares, almost 3 X-flares. We've had 3 flares, but the third one might not be as strong as the previous 2. And we're actually getting hit with another geomagnetic storm now. Thanks, Jammer. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. But check this out, guys. This is the 131, and this is from GOES. It's very similar to what we see on SDO, so we're going to be using this until we get SDO back. But these X-flares are coming from this region right here. And as you can tell, that was 1, 2, 3, and then there's one there on the end that's happening right now. This is very significant stuff, guys. This is not something that is, just a kind of glaze over and not address. Hence why I'm on a small little vacation with my family while I'm here at 2 o'clock in the morning talking to you guys. So, so if you could, do me a favor and please try to share this one out. Let's just try to get everybody here that we can. I do want to make sure everybody gets a good view of this. But guys, this is the Aurora oval, and as you can tell, watch what's going to happen here. Right there. As we're getting hit. See that? Right there on the end? We are getting hit with the geomagnetic storm right now. It's already hit G2 level. It started out as a G1. This is something that we expected, but it did go pretty high pretty quick. So maybe we're going to see something a little bit stronger. Not sure. But if we come back up here and we take a look at just the graph itself, check out these X-flares. There's an X-flare there, an X-flare there, almost an X-flare. That's like an M7, I think. That was a significant flare right there. And then right now, I mean, this is close enough to call an X-flare. Now, this one here was more longer duration. These two were kind of impulsive, so they didn't look like they actually produced a big old bunch of plasma erupting. I can't really say for sure. But we're going to be looking at that here in just a minute. But also, guys, right here, geomagnetic activity. This is with the solar storm itself. It's a G1 as we speak, but it went to a G2, and I'll show you that on a different graph here in just a minute. But it's at a 5 on the KP. It snuck up to a 6. We also had one back on the 2nd. But here in the last, look at this. That's like 12 hours. Just 3 X-flares. It's very significant. Also, I would point out these coronal holes. So anybody that's lives in a seismic area with earthquakes, volcanoes, geysers, any of that kind of stuff, please be aware that these do increase seismic activity anytime we have a coronal hole facing Earth. That's just a historical fact. You can look at the data. It's there. So yeah. And again, guys, please share this one out. I know this isn't going to get out right away. It's going to really take some help here to get this one out, because this is the worst time to go live. It truly is. Anybody that does any kind of content creation knows that this is like the worst time to be here. But I want to get you guys the information. I'm not going to have time later. So I wasn't just not going to come out and show you. So it's more important to get you guys that than to concentrate on the other. But I do appreciate it if you guys would, like share this and just do what you can with it. And you guys always do anyway. You guys always take care of me. So I'll just say that. So if we come down here and we look at the actual D region absorption area here, this is the D region and it's showing you basically flares. It's a proton. I believe it's a proton. It's an X-ray thing. My bad. When protons is radiation storm. But as you can tell, watch this. Check this out. When you see that, boom, that was earlier today. That's probably the first one. Then you had that one right behind it, and then another one. And here we go for the third right there. Okay? So these are R3 radio blackouts. Very significant radio blackouts in these areas. So if you've got first responders, they're going to have a hard time. Also, people that live out here, that are out here on sea, on the water. We got more people out here in the water in our oceans than what you think. So please keep that in mind. If anybody's ever watched the show Deadliest Catch, when they grab them CBs, that's what they're doing. It's radio propagation. And they do have GPS also, and this stuff affects that too. Especially when you're having flares and geomagnetic storms at the same time. Because we have to understand that these two are two different things. Okay? They might happen in the same area almost at the same time, but they are two different space weather anomalies. Okay? So we get the flare, those are X-ray production. That's X-ray just blasting Earth. Okay? Geomagnetic storms is measured by the KP index, but what it's measuring is the geomagnetic activity. Plasma hitting Earth. Okay? Highly charged particles impacting our magnetic field. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Hey, Miss V, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hope you had a good holiday and all that. But anyway, guys, as you can see here, this is an R3. That is the beginning stages of an X flare. So when you see that R3, understand that something's happening. Now, if you see the latest observed, notice how they're all green now. Things do happen like this, and I showed you guys this yesterday or the day before my last live stream. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to take you over here to the Discover graph and show you guys this right here. Okay? So what you're looking at here, guys, is the KP. The KP went negative. This is the biggest reason we're in a geomagnetic storm right now. It went to a -6. What that means is it's just the magnetic positioning. We accept things when we're in that orientation a lot more. We couple with the magnetic fields more often when we're at -6 or more. Okay? So, and I'll do a video in the future here. I'm actually been working on them. Just space weather vocabulary stuff that, you know, that way I don't have to explain it every time in such detail. And I can just show you guys a video that I've made to explain what I'm talking about. But as we're looking here, guys, you can see this. And this right here is about, what is that? 2 UTC to 6. This is a 4-hour time frame right here. And as you can see here, we've got, this is the speed, and this is the density. So that is your space weather as far as the charged particles. So the density of these particles really isn't all that dense. The speed is elevated. Okay? So what's causing the geomagnetic storm? Because the magnetic fields are coupling with our system. Okay? And one of the biggest reasons is because we are at a -6 on the BZ. Once again, the BZ. Okay? I know I hammered that home, but people need to understand that. So let's go over to the HP. This is a German website. Let me go ahead and just change that to English. And these are 30-minute plot points instead of what we see over here are 3-hour averages. These bars. Okay? So this is more real time. And we did get to a G2 for about 30 minutes. It does look like it's kind of fading off, but it may resurge. Sometimes these CMEs hit, and then later on down, a few hours later, we'll be in the wake of that CME, the butt end of it. Like a boat going through water, you know, it's pushing waves out in a V shape, and the wake's way behind the boat, right? Same thing's true with these solar storms, okay? So these charged particles create that wake as they're going through space, and the wake of them is the butt end of it. And sometimes the magnetic fields in those can be either different or more intense. So if they are the opposite, sometimes they can just, you know, if we were at if the BZ was actually, where's that at again? Sorry. If this BZ was in the positive, and then we got into the wake of the storm, sometimes the magnetic fields in the wake of the storm will be almost opposite, and it'll flip, and it'll put us in a geomagnetic storm just for that reason. So we have to understand that too. Now, this is our magnetosphere. This is our magnetosphere is created by the solar wind or a CME, space weather, hitting Earth's magnetic field. It creates the magnetosphere. So this is called the bow shock out here in the front. That's the first point of contact. First point of contact from anything coming from the sun, any space weather hitting our magnetic field. This is velocity, showing you the speed of things that are moving. Now we have a top-down view and a side cut, which allows us to see pretty much all we need to see. Angel Wings, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Awesome. Seriously, hold on. Ground hard, much love all. Awesome. Awesome stuff. I love it. But yeah, let me just highlight that for you. Hopefully that shows up there. Let's check and see if it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. But this is velocity. So let me, and thank you again, once again, Angels, for being a member for 8 months. That really does mean a lot. So thank you. This is density. Okay. This is density only. It's not showing you speed. Yes, we can visually see things moving, right? So we can kind of see speed. But as you're seeing here, guys, you can see that this is just not really all that dense of a hit. And why I'm saying that is because you can see the white. The white are the lower dense particles. Now you see right there, we kind of took a bigger hit right there on the end, and things turned blue again. But as you can tell, watch what happens here out in front. There's our bow shock showing up. Okay? And then this will kind of open up right here. Watch. Right out in front of us. I'm going to wait on it so you guys can see it. Right about there. You see that? So that means we had a lot of dense particles sneak in right there. And most likely they probably coupled. And they're probably here. So what happens is when they couple, all those charged particles just rain down on Earth. What's that do? Well, that is the geomagnetic storm itself, and it can cause electrical issues and everything that we always talk about. But one of the biggest things that it does when those things hit is this, the Aurora. Okay, so let me just show you the Aurora oval here again. And as these things hit, it does get intense sometimes. We lost this model for about 24 hours yesterday. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But it's back and it's showing us Aurora right now. As a matter of fact, if you guys live in the States, I would highly suggest anybody, especially in the Northeast here, that wants to see this stuff, you might be able to get out there and get some really good stuff. Hey, Leah, thanks for being here. Hey, J-Poss. Somebody give me a roll call in there real quick as I'm getting going here. But this is SDO, not SDO, but this is SOHO. Let me back off of that for a minute. SOHO is right here. The satellite's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. And it stays out in front of us. But it stays in that orbital line right out in front of us. So it's from our point of view. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happened today. This is today. This is an occulter disc. It's a physical disc on the camera. It has to be there to block the majority of the light so the imager can see anything at all. Okay? Now, as we're looking at this, we're looking for halo eruptions. What that means is we see the energy poke around the whole circle. I think I see Axe and Nacho in here too. I think I said hi. Not sure. Western Kentucky, J-Mon. Hey, what's up, J-Poss? Chad's Weather Channel, Indiana. That's right, baby. Hoosiers. We're more than corn and basketball. That's for sure. Jenny Ball, what's up? Hey, wages from North Australia. Love it. Love it, love it. Love my people from down under. Piper Lynn, the coast of Nevada. East Texas, Red Wine Entertainment. Oh, yay, Enlightened Truth Seeker. Good to see you. Freezing cold, Northern Illinois. Ontario, Canada, baby. That's right, Axe. You in the hizzy. And condolences for your friend that you lost up there, guy. You know, that's horrible, you know. But yeah. Also, guys, the prepper community kind of had a pretty big hit, too. We lost somebody here. Somebody lost their son. And I'm not going to get into names or anything right now because I'm not really sure exactly where they're at in the grieving process. But we just need to be sending up some prayers and good thoughts for people that have lost. This was somebody's son, and it's horrible. Okay? So, but we're not going to concentrate on that, but I did want to mention it because it needs mentioned and it needs noted that, hey, we need to give people prayers. Okay? Prayers and whatever else, good thoughts or what have you. Yeah, man, for real, man. It's horrible, especially when you're friends with somebody and it's just a bad deal. A bad deal all around. So, you know, we lost somebody in the prepper community that lost their son, and then we lost somebody, Axe lost somebody up there in the music world where they, you know, they play a lot of good music and do a lot of singing and stuff, have a good time, comedy up there on his channel. Go check it out, by the way. Angry Pepper, oh, did he? Okay. Thank you, Ali. I didn't know he did that. Appreciate that, for real. Hey, Wise Jen, good to see you. Energy in South Africa, heck yeah. Love that. Love that. Got people from all over the world watching tonight, baby. Heck yeah. All right. So, guys, again, this is Soho. I already showed you today. And you didn't see a whole lot. You know, we do see the eruptions, but these did not put out a whole lot of plasma eruptions. These X-flares didn't. Really kind of uncharacteristically that happens with so many X-flares right there in that one spot. But it does help people understand that they're two different things. You get the X-ray burst from a flare, and then you get the CME after, or at the same time. They're two different things. So I just want to make sure that we understand that here. Now, this is from that last one. This is probably not showing this flare here. Okay? Because there is a lag. But we will take a look at that probably tomorrow at some point. Let me find SDO again here. But you can, or Soho, sorry. You can see a one eruption right there. Then you'll see a second eruption right there. Okay, so I mean you get two eruptions even right there. Just real close to one another. And that actually pans out right here even with this. You see this? How you have a flare go to X class, it dropped off for a minute. Then it had another surge and then went up into high M class. So, and they are forecasting more geomagnetic storms right here, guys. Okay? So, just keep that in mind. Next few days, anybody who gets Aurora photography, please send it to me. I'll show it every time. I love it. But here's your magnetic pressure, right? Bubba News in the house. What's up, guys? There you go. There you go. Heck yeah. Dropping that link, baby. That's right. That's how we help people around here. Know what I mean? All right, guys. But everybody can understand magnetic pressure. We understand pressure. So if you can understand pressure, you can understand magnetic pressure. Now, if you look right here, we were kind of tilted to the north, or magnetically. You see how you could kind of draw a line like that? So our BZ was in the positive. But it's in the negative now. You can kind of see it kind of tilt down a little bit there. It's just not showing up a whole lot there. But sometimes you can see where the BZ's at just by looking at this. And anytime you see this bow shock kind of flat right here, that means we're taking a hit. Okay? In any other like just normal conditions, it will seriously be a slow curve all the way around. It won't be flat. And you see this go flat here for a few minutes. So we are taking hits, and I'm not sure exactly how long this one's going to last. It could last a minute. It could last 2 hours. Who knows? But it's one thing we need to pay attention to. But this is the 131 again, and there's your flaring again. It's all coming from this one area. Now, it doesn't have to stay doing that, okay? Also, look, we got Earth scale over here. This is the size of Earth right now. So you could compare that just to this. I can't move this one because this is in a movie tool here, but you can get a good idea of how big of stuff we're looking at, especially when I point out this coronal hole. These are big coronal holes. And I guarantee you the charged particles are just spewing out of there. All right? So, yeah. So we're going to leave that one there. But let's go over here to here's the GOES again. This is the 94 angstrom. And I want to show you this one because watch what happens here. You can kind of see there on the end that you see a flare here, and then watch this other one sneak in behind it from a different part of the spot. So it starts off surging there, and then you can literally see it surge here and kind of combine. See that? So that's another interesting feature about this. Now, again, these are pretty impulsive. They're not shooting out a whole lot of plasma CME type of material. Okay? So I just want people to understand that. But here is the 304. We're not going to see a whole lot here either. Other than you can see these filaments right here. If these things erupt off, that's another CME. This right here, this filament right here, is a beast. That is a big, huge magnetic rope with a bunch of charged particles on it. If that thing decides to release within the next 24 hours, it's probably going to send a huge CME our way. Now, it may or may not. It's been like this size and this shape, since it first made its appearance over here. So, you know, it's not like it's unstable at the moment, but it can unstabilize just from having a flare close by. So we need to understand that and just pay attention to it. Again, we can't stop it anyway, so I mean, what we're going to say to that? So, let me, I'm trying to find, I want to show you guys a geoelectric field model, because that will be the geoelectric field, not geomagnetic field. This is going to be the electric field at the surface, okay? This shows you space weather's effect on unnatural electrical components. So when this thing is jumping around, you know, it's affecting, it can affect wall switches, wires, your car battery, anything that's not made by nature. Okay? So why do they do this? Well, this is another way that they're trying to bridge that gap between space weather and how can space weather help forecast earthquakes. Okay? That's why you see USGS, NOAA, and then you got the Canadian Natural Resource from Canada. So when you got USGS involved with space weather agencies, that's what they're doing, okay? Because we know that it does affect it. We're just not sure exactly how much and how. There's a lot of good theories and a lot of good models out there that do seem to get pretty close. So I'll say that. I'm not the earthquake prediction. Go over and check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. And yeah, so you might check that out. Yeah, Bubba News, we got some big snow coming to where I'm at too. They're talking, you know, they've had it from 6 to 9 inches all the way up to over a foot. That's a big deal where I live. Central Indiana type area. So, that's right, there's a bunch of Hoosiers here tonight. Piper Land, you're Hoosier too, aren't you, Piper Land? I'm pretty sure. I know Jammer is. But anyway, okay, so I do want to show you this over here, and I thought I had it pulled up. Well, I'm going to show you two more things here, and this is going to be NASA's CME tracker, if I can find the stupid thing. Okay, here it is. Now, this is one of those X-FLARES that produced the CME, okay? Now, you can see Earth here. See how this isn't all that intense and it's not moving very fast? You know, typically with big X-FLARES, we get bigger, more dense and faster moving CMEs. For whatever reason, we're not getting that this time. And it does look like we might get sideswiped by that thing, so, you know, we'll keep an eye on it. It could put us up into geomagnetic storming, especially if we got other stuff coming. So, you know, that's another thing we need to keep our eye on. Now, I'm going to X out of that too. Let's, hey, Kool-aid Krew, what's crack? Sorry about that. Another rookie mistake there. Sorry about that. Let's go to spaceweather.com. You guys know I always show you Dr. Tony Phillips' website here because it's one of the best hubs in the, you know, in my opinion. So he's going to be talking pretty much about the same stuff here. So please go over here and show him some love, read the articles and stuff. But I actually was coming back to where we're staying at right now. We're visiting my in-laws, and me and my wife looked up as we were driving, and we seen the moon, and she was asking what was so bright next to it. What star was that? And I wasn't quite sure at the time because I hadn't looked. I told her it was either Venus or maybe Jupiter or something like that. But it was Venus. So we're getting Earthshine here. I'm not going to go into what all that is. But these two objects are very bright. It's a conjunction, Moon and Venus. Okay? And that was on the 3rd. But again, guys, get out there, look up. Okay? Please, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't at least go outside and look. This Venus was extremely bright, and so was the moon. So they were right next to each other in the sky. It was really cool to see. And you know, when you're somewhere cold, typically the atmosphere is more clear. You can see things a little bit better. So, yeah. Guys, I am heading home tomorrow. I'm probably gonna. I've already got some video that I'm gonna be sharing with some of the members, on the members only. I'm probably gonna record some stuff on the way home and do a members only stream and show you guys all that stuff. Also, we're gonna be watching some more Zoom court. I got some really funny stuff to show you guys. So if you're not a member, please consider being one and come over and hang out with us. And anybody that's been gifted memberships, thank you so much. And anybody that does, just join. I really do appreciate it. Me and my son are working on some merch, and you'll get discounts through the membership program. And you know, all the discount stuff is already there when you join. But we're probably going to get some coffee mugs and stuff like that just to start off with. Just to kind of start slow and see how everything goes. And if you guys like the stuff, I'll keep doing it. If not, then, you know, we tried. So, but anyway, that's what's happening, guys. If anything else goes on, obviously, guys, you know, I'm here at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning while I'm on a mini vacation visiting my in-laws. You know I'm going to come here and be with you guys and at least give you guys some sort of idea of what's happening if something's going on. But again, condolences for all the losses, guys, around our community. You know, and I'm going to encourage everybody to pray and everything like that and send good thoughts and whatever you do. But at the same time, try your best to support everybody and try your best to stay positive through all this stuff. You have to ask yourself when stuff like that happens, would the person want me to be negative if you know, if they weren't here, that kind of thing? And the answer most of the time is going to be no to that. Now, it's way easier said than done. Okay? How do we get that done? Well, we start to lean on each other, guys. We start seeing other people. We start talking to other people and it will bring the positivity that they're bringing will help you bring yours back out. Okay? So that's what we do. We lean on each other. That's how it has to be. But please just continue. And my mods, you guys rock. Yep, Aurora in Australia, baby. You know what? Seeing how you said that, I'm going to do my Australian friends some little thing here. Guys, you guys can go look at the Aurora forecast too. What the heck? What is that about? I have never seen that before. This is the Aurora forecast dashboard. Tomorrow night's Aurora view line forecast, and it's saying tomorrow there's missing data. How is that a thing? The data hasn't even happened. And those are binary numbers, like anyway. So let me show you guys the South Pole Aurora here. Notice how it's a little bit more intense on the north, and that's because of the way our planet is tilted. Okay? We're geographically tilted in the wintertime, obviously. In the wintertime, the north is tilted away from the sun. The southern is tilted in towards the sun because it's summertime in the south. But because of that, we get slightly different. Our magnetic field doesn't follow the geographic areas, but it does stay in the general area. It will, if our because you got to remember, the Earth is like having a big bar magnet right through the middle of it. So if our, say, magnetic north's over here where my cursor is, and we're straight up and down with that bar magnet, if you take that and you move it this way, you could kind of see in your mind where you could take the magnetic field and move it that way too. See what I'm saying? Because the bar magnet itself moved. It's not the same, you know, geographic north is not the same as magnetic north. Geographic is the actual barber pole sticking in the ground up here, where Santa Claus lives, right? Our magnetic field is the one we talk about all the time, how it's speeding up to its polarity flip. We've talked about that a lot here, and so that's why it's different. So anyway, I just wanted to show my Australian friends down here. This is what you guys can expect for your Aurora also. Okay, I will, Axe. I'll show them tomorrow, I promise you. Hey, Ripper, good to see you, bud. Good to see you. I was just telling everybody, all we kind of lost some people in our community, and we just need to be staying positive for each other and be there for each other. And I know you share that, man. You always bring us all straight up. You really do. Matter of fact, I mean, there's not too many people here that don't. I know Ilea does. If Mrs. in here, J-Poss does. I see him doing it all the time. Wise Jen is always positive. Bubba News, he's always positive. Piper Lynn, I mean, Axe and Notch. I mean, everybody here, guys. Honestly. Hey, Darren, good to see you, buddy. He's positive, too. See, that's what I'm saying. If I come out here and was just negative all the time, what kind of community does that, kind of cultivate? Right? Oh, I will, Jenny. I promise you. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely show those Aurora photographs. But if somebody comes on here and they're being just so negative all the time, and it's just so bad, and oh no, oh woe is me. What kind of people are going to watch that? The same kind of people. Okay? Or they're just going to click off and not watch at all. So I don't want to do that. I want to be a positive influence on the people I care about and the rest of the world. And that's why I do what I do and how I do it. And you guys are the same way. Every time I come here and do something, you guys just pick my spirit straight up. Almost every time. I mean, without it, you don't even know you're doing it. Because I'm not going to come here and say, oh guys, hey guys, I'm in a bad mood. Right? I do live streams in bad moods all the time. But most of the time when I come off of that live stream, guess what? I'm in a better mood because of you guys. So thank you for all the positive comments and all the feedback, and thank you for just being here. It really does mean the world to me and my family. My wife, she's grateful for it. She always tells me to tell you guys thanks and everything. So, it's just one of those things. So thank you for being who you are, all of you. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully I'll get some more video taken of some of the mountains and stuff where we'll be driving through. Might see some snow. I might be able to get that for you too. So we're gonna do all we can there, and we'll be doing some members only. I'll be able to settle down into more of a routine when I get home because all the holiday stuff is pretty much over. So we'll be able to get back to more of a normal, streaming time, which for me is between 8 and 9 Eastern typically. That seems to be where everybody likes it. So, that's probably what we'll try to stick with. But, and we'll do some members only stuff too. So, anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can dream.